Hey guys, it is Twins of Chaos podcast. I'm Mia,
I'm Maddie.
and today we're going to be talking about the party culture, partying in general, what we did when we were younger, just all of it. We're going to lay it all out. So, I know one story that comes to mind when we talk about parties.
Okay, what do I gotta say beforehand? Okay, I don't got anything to say. Let's go right into it. Shit, alright, yeah, you wanna get started? Because I'm not getting started.
So, one of my favorite parties I've been to was probably my 21st birthday party. That was a fun one.
Oh.
I turned 21 and we held a party at one of our friends' houses, and it was themed. I am a very themed girly, so I needed a theme for my birthday. It was Euphoria, because I think Euphoria came out a year or two before that.
It was all the rage at the time. It was really, really big. And I think Euphoria Sunday was still going on.
Yeah.
So we had that party theme, and everyone had to be a character for it. Like, everyone had to dress up. And of course, I got the drug addict. I got fucking real. So I literally just put on some sweatpants and a shirt, and I was like, oh, there you go.
I was Maddie. I was Maddie that night.
Oh, man.
The bitch.
A couple of our friends didn't show up until like 2 hours deep into the party because they were at Chipotle.
Yeah.
I was like, what? You guys went to Chipotle before the birthday party? And they're like, well, we got drinks. They brought one drink.
In a box.
Yeah.
A drink in a box.
I remember vividly that party. We pre-gamed really hard, like a little bit too hard. We were drunk like an hour before the party even started. So we were just living our best lives, and everyone else is like, we gotta still prepare stuff, right? And we're absolutely sloshed at that point. We got sloshed on bootleggers, I think. Yeah, bootleggers.
Yeah, it was the blueberry ones.
Yeah.
I've never been able to touch another one.
There's one in my fridge.
I had one in my fridge for the longest time, and I recently just threw it away. Because I was sober for a very long time. Not no more, but I used to be. I broke it at your house, actually.
After a breakup, you kind of gotta get a little...
Yeah, listen, I'm not used to being drunk no more, so I made my way to the couch afterwards, and I called one of my, old best friends, and I was like, dude, I'm fucking warm. And I was just talking about everything. But no, the party was so much fun. We got so drunk beforehand. And before we got drunk, I had to go out of my way to go pick up one of our friends that lives in the middle of absolute nowhere. And then I had to bring him to the party. So then the moment I walk in, you hand me a drink. I'm not even done getting ready. I'm still trying to finish my makeup. And then we had to try to decorate everything. And then our one friend had a can of glitter. Not like loose glitter, a can of spray glitter.
I don't know where she got that from.
I don't know, but
It's
she
a
sprayed
mystery.
me top to bottom.
Even to this day, I don't know where she got it from.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then it was just crazy because then I tried to make out with everybody. I flashed everybody.
You made out with somebody.
Yeah, I did I did make out with somebody.
Well, the night ended in
chaos.
There's actually a video of it that was sent around to the group of Chris. Oh, yeah, I was like, I'm gonna name drop him. I don't care.
We always do.
He was begging you to get up so he can walk you home. He's like, please.
What a gentleman.
We have to go home. And you're like, I'm so burnt up. I think I need another drink. And he's like, no, it's time to go home. And literally, and then the camera pans down and I'm just eating Oreos half asleep. And I don't even know how I was eating, where the fuck I got these Oreos, because I don't remember her having Oreos there at all. She didn't have Oreos in her house, so I don't know who brought the Oreos. but I was eating them drunk, half asleep. He's begging you to, like, he's begging you so that, because he has to take me home too. Like, he has to walk me home, he has to walk you home. Like, I'm about to go to bed. Like, and
And then
then,
I remember,
sorry.
you're fine. I tried to convince him that I could drive, and I grabbed our friend's keys and walked to the car. I remember that. And he got mad. Like, not even like a playful mad. Nah, he was like pissed and snatched. That's the first time he ever put his hands on me. He, like, so our friend Chris is not a violent person per se sometimes, but when he's very protective of especially me and you. When I tell you this man pinned me to the car and snatched the keys out of my hand, I was nervous and turned on at the same time.
Okay.
I was drunk. I was drunk.
Okay. I don't even know how I got home that night, if I'm honest. All I know is I got home.
Was that the night me and your brother was like we got in the car and tried to stop you from going somewhere? Or was that another night?
That was another night, yeah. We went on like a like it was a really bad moment for us because we were all drinking like every weekend.
Oh my gosh, we were.
That is the one thing about partying for me is that I did all of my partying between like 17 to 20.
See, I did all my partying between like 18 to 21, and then I was done.
I
I
don't know
was
how I
done.
did it for so long. When I was 17, we were drunk at our friend's house every other day. Me and Chris would share like a case of twisted tea or something like that. We drink very heavily for about 2 weeks straight, and it was unfortunate.
There was this other party I went to when I was younger. I was freshly 18 actually, because it was a grad party. And I got so wasted. I woke up on a floaty in a pool.
That would be scary.
Oh, I was petrified. I woke up and like I was like sleeping with like my arms like this, like above my head, like behind it. And then I stretch and I put my arm down and it's just wet coldness. I screamed and everyone heard it. And they're like, Mia, why are you in the pool? I'm like, I don't know. Why am I in the pool? Can someone tell me that?
Don't get drunk around water.
I feel like when I drink, I turn into like a mini monster because my problem is it's not that I don't know when I'm drunk. I know. Oh, it's very clear. I know. I don't know when to stop being drunk. And so my record, there was one night I took 27 shots of tequila.
Oh.
I got alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, that's a lot of tequila.
I took 27 shots of tequila, 6 shots of Fireball, and then I found whiskey. I was so sick the next day. Oh my gosh. It was so bad. The next morning I was throwing up, of course. It's like the devil himself was trying to come out of me. And he was trying his best and he couldn't get out. And so I was trying to help him come out. And he said, no, I'm not ready yet.
That is how I felt after, I think, Memorial Day weekend. My moon. I woke up with the worst headache. And I don't get hangovers. Like, that's the one thing I've been blessed with is the inability to get a hangover. Like, I can drink a shit ton. But that's one of the worst drinking experiences I've ever had. Because I drank like this much of it and woke up with the most raging headache anyone could ever had. Anyone could ever had. But I would say the worst drinking experience though was the Tweer 21st though, genuinely.
Oh yeah.
That's because I was drinking vodka straight out of the bottle. No one told me to like dilute it. And I like did something to my throat for like 2 weeks. Like it was so I couldn't eat.
Yeah.
Like,
you sounded like shit.
I think I burned my throat so bad or like my esophagus, whatever is in there, that I couldn't like eat. Like I barely could drink. Like I was eating that cardboard ranch and ham, ranch, pineapple, and ham pizza from Fox's for so long. It was like
Yeah.
good to like. It felt good to eat it, mainly because it's all we had to eat, and we desperately were eating it very sadly. But that's just another thing. Yeah, that was the aftermath is the worst part. Like you wake up and you're like, oh shit, I did that, and then you're like, oh now my throat's sore. Uh, there's weird videos of me circulating on the internet. I have the
I don't,
picture of that day. I have the picture of that day on my fridge.
um I have when I was probably like 18 at this point still. I had this old high school best friend and I want to say she turned like 22. She was like way old, not way older, but she was older than like half the class. Yeah, she was 22. I was like, the hell? And um she had a party at her house. And so I took one of my friends and then my guy best friend with me at the time. We picked him up and it was a Halloween party. And so I dressed up as a damn robber and we get there and there's so many people at this party. And I'm drinking, and I get drunk. Well, at the time, I had the biggest crush on my boy best friend. Somehow, and he knows about all this, so I don't even care if he sees it. I convinced a group of like three blonde girls, that at one time he was my boyfriend and he broke up with me for no reason, and I was at the party to get him back. Now, we never dated. We were best friends, and we met when we were like, I don't know, like 3 or 4.
Why would you
We I don't know.
do that?
I don't know.
Like, were you trying to convince the girls that he ain't shit? So like,
Yeah. I told them, I'm like, he's a piece of shit. I fucking hate him. And then you see me 10 minutes later hugging him. But then it gets better. So after I hug him, I have to throw up. And I look at him because like we're hugging and stuff, and he looks down. He's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "I think I'm gonna get sick." And he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Uh-huh." And so he rushes me upstairs. I get sick, and my friend that I brought with me, not the boy best friend, but this girl, her brother was there, and he was holding my hair back. My boy best friend was holding her hair back, and I got mad. Oh, I got mad because I'm like, "You really gonna hold someone else's hair? What's wrong with my hair?" And he's like, "Nothing. I like your hair." I'm like, "No, you don't." And like, I created chaos in that because we were in a small bathroom. We, because like I was on the toilet throwing up. Like I had the toilet. She had the bathtub throwing up. And so I created so much chaos because it's me and her brother, and then my guy best friend. And so I'm creating so much chaos, and everyone's like, "Mia, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal." I'm like, "No, no, no, it actually is. It, it is a big deal." And so they switched, and then I got mad because he was holding my hair back, so I made her brother come back over. I realize that when I'm drunk, I create chaos, and I've accepted that. I've come to terms with the fact that I am very chaotic when I drink, and so I think that's why I don't drink too often.
yeah, yeah, you have a bad habit of doing that. I remember so many times like that. For example, that party that we all had at our friend's place. And she had a decently small apartment,
Yes.
and her stairs were really scary. She lived like in an upstairs, like the whole building was like a bunch of different apartments. You would go straight up, like
Literally straight
we
up.
Steep as hell. Like, whenever we would all drink, we would have to put a baby gate up because someone actually fell down them at one point. And
Wasn't it me?
no, it was,
No.
what's his name?
Oh,
It was what's his
I
name?
know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was one party we had where you were over there. It was me, my brother, you, our friend, and her mom, I believe. It was a party that Chris had to come pick me up from, and he dumped the rest of my Heineken down the sink.
See,
Like,
that's a threat.
right, like me and you, we were vibing, like we were titties out, having a good time, and like we were drunk off our ass at this point.
Yeah.
Why he pull up all serious and shit, and I'm like, I need another drink. So I go to the kitchen, unbeknownst to him pulling up, because I wasn't really paying attention to him like coming in. I didn't know when he was coming by. He's like, well, I'm coming to pick you up. And I'm like, okay, whatever, dude.
Whatever.
As if I didn't believe him that he was going to come pick me up. He comes storming up there with a water in his hand. And I'm like, just open my Heineken, like I'm drinking, and I'm about like 1/3 into my Heineken, and I'm living my best life.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's time to go home. And I'm like, what?
No.
I'm like, I'm okay, but thanks. And he's like, no, we're going home. If we're not going home now, I'm leaving you here for the night. And my thought is, I want to go home. And so you are like, don't be a party pooper, Chris. Don't be a party pooper.
I literally got in his face. I'm like, you're such a fucking party pooper, you fucking lame bitch.
You let her enjoy one moment. You have to control every aspect of her life. I'm like, okay. All right, cool. So then he's walking me home. We go down this big ass hill, and there's this like the creek situation. My thought is, I want to jump over that bridge. Like I thought I was a superhero. Like I thought I was invincible. We were walking, and he grabs me. Like I think he realized what I was about to do before I actually did it. Or I might have mumbled that I wanted to do it, because he like switched me sides and like grabbed my arm. He's like, no. He said, no, you're not. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I don't want to do anything. He's like, I know what you're planning. Don't do it. We're going to go home. We're almost home. And I'm like, whatever, lame-o. Next thing you know, you and my brother pull up. My brother's plastered.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
so gone.
You're plastered in the front seat. Come back to the car, Maddie. We're not done. We're partying still. Come back to the car. He's lame anyways. I'm like, what? And then my brother's in the front seat, like, is he hurting you? Is he putting his hands on you? Is he beating you? Because I'll come out there and beat his ass too. I'm like, because it looked like he was. By the way, he was holding me. That was because I almost tried jumping into a creek.
Yeah.
And then you proceed to call Chris lame party pooper again. And then you said that he separated you from your cousin, and that's not right, because we were having a good time, and separation isn't good for us, and that you need me. And he's like, go ahead, get in the car. Get it. He's looking at me, get in the car. Go ahead, get in the car. Like, do what you want. I don't care what you do. I'm going to bed. And I'm like, I'm going to just go to bed, guys. And you're like, you're fucking lame now. You're a party pooper. I'm like, okay, bye.
I was so upset.
And then y'all, like, speed off for some reason. Even though it's a 35, y'all are going, like, 50.
Okay, that wasn't y'all. That was him. Get your shit right. I was in the passenger seat like a good girl.
You was not driving.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, that was the most chaotic night ever. I remember that night I don't know if I had a Four Loko. No, that night I had a Four Loko. I stayed at our apartment, because Four Lokos are not for the lighthearted or for the people who can even remotely handle their liquor. Have you ever had one?
Yeah. When when I got put on Prozac, I drank like 3 of them, and I found out that you can't mix Prozac with Four Loko because my whole entire face looked like I just slammed my face in a pile of blush.
You know, one Four Loko is like 15%, right? One Four Loko will hold you down for the whole night and the next day.
I do now. I have 3.
Okay, what flavor did you get?
It was in a green bottle, like a green can.
Oh, it's the green one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, it was so long ago. I don't drink Four Locos now because every time I do, I try to take my clothes off, and I can't afford that.
I had a Four Loko Gold one night. It tasted like straight up battery acid. Everyone's like, "How are you drinking that?" And I'm like, "This is great. I'm having so much fun." Then I had a fruit punch that somebody gave me.
I like the fruit punch ones.
The fruit punch one is so good, and I chugged it. And it was the best thing ever. And then I got home and had a conversation with the spider in the bathroom. I think from the note that I like wrote for myself in my phone that his name was Johnny. And I asked him what he's doing at this bar. I was in fact in my bathroom at home. And I had Chris watching me like a hawk, like all the time. Every time we were like, every time I got drunk, he would like stay up, and every time he heard movements, he would like come out of his room and just stand there like this.
Like an overprotective dad.
Yeah, and there's one time I'm like, I'm hot, and he's like, okay. Did not care. And I'm like, can you help me change? Because I couldn't move. Like when you're that drunk, you can't move. That was the night of that party. You called me a party pooper for not getting more drunk with you. And then I said, "Oh, I have to pee." And he's like, "I'll come with you." I'm like, "Why? I can go pee on my own."
You mean to tell me that he wouldn't help you change, but he was going to help you urinate?
He helped me change. Regret.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was like watching me. And then he threw some water at me. He said, "Drink it, all of it." And I'm like, "Why?"
Bossy.
I'd rather have liquor. Oh man. Then I ended up drinking the water because he got really loud with me and it was scary. He started yelling.
See, anytime he like raises his voice, it makes me do whatever he asks.
He's a little bit scary in terms whenever he raises his voice, which is virtually never, but it still like spooks me a little bit.
I kind of like it though. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm glad you like it because
I do.
Then I remember vaguely that night also. I told him like, "Oh, I'm thinking about going out again." He said, "No, I wanted to go back out to the party. Like I was going to walk back over to her house." And he was like, "No, you're not." And I'm like, "Yes, I am. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my dad." He's like, "I go then." And he's still standing there. He's like, "All right, go. I'm not going to stop you. I need to go to bed. I have work in the morning." I'm like, "All right, I'll go to bed." Like, it wasn't even, I think I called you too, because I'm like, "I love you." And then you called me, yelling at me for being a bitch for not coming back to the party. And then you started telling me how much you loved me. And it was a very confusing moment because you went from yelling to crying to all over the place. And then he was like, "All right, that's enough. Do not call anybody." I'm like, "Don't call anybody. What do you mean?" He's like,
And then I remember he called me. He's like, "Mia, stop calling her." I was like, "You can't tell me what to do." He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." So he turns me on FaceTime and he makes eye contact with me, and I try to look away. He's like, "No, keep looking at me." I'm like, "Oh no, I can't. I can't." His eyes, just his eyes alone, make me do whatever he asks. And I actually hate it. He could literally rob me with his eyeball.
yeah.
Just one of them. I think we should talk about how dangerous the party scene has gotten since we've gotten older and now we really don't party that much.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I don't like it. I hear all the time, like, oh, you should be partying. You're like 22. I don't have the energy for you.
I'd rather
Like,
stay inside.
y'all stay up until 4 a.m. plastered off some shit. I don't even know what you're plastered on. Like, I will. The most I've drinking in the last month, I think, was Memorial Day. I'm not a big drinker at all. Like, I'm not. I rather do other things because at least I have control over my body, you know?
Yeah, like so I was doing a little bit of research earlier actually. Like I was watching like videos and stuff, and the party world is nuts. There's more drugs, more girls getting hurt, more harassment, more just like crazy shit. And like I'm trying to think back to when I used to party, but it may be because I didn't party like that. I only got hurt one time while partying, and it's this guy. I was really fucking drunk, and he was too. And this guy, I was not interested in him at all. I didn't give him any hints that I wanted him. He wanted me, but I didn't want him. I didn't want nothing to do with him. I was being nice, being a friend, yada yada. And he said that he wanted to tell me something very important that he hasn't told anyone yet. And I was like, oh, okay. So we walked to the side, and he like grabs my face aggressively and kisses me like before I even have time to react. Like he basically goes like this. And that's too fast for me sober. That was way too fast for me drunk. And so I freak out, and I like I kick him in the balls. I do. I'm not gonna lie. Because I got scared. And there's not many things I'm scared of anymore. I really am not scared of pretty much anything until you put a man in front of me like that. Like I remember a while back there was this trend. Oh, would you choose a man or a bear? Bear.
Oh yeah.
Bear.
Trust, I don't trust men at parties. I
Mm-mm.
I don't I don't think I've ever attended like a party that wasn't exclusively our friend group because I don't like the whole strangers in a room, we're all messed up. Like I've done festivals like where I've been under the influence of shit and I've been surrounded by thousands of strangers in a pit. Like I've done that and I've felt safe because I've had my people around me.
Uh-huh.
But I've never got the whole like going to some rando strangers like party invite that you got texted from a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. Like that just feels weird showing up to someone's house like that.
It is weird. It's not because it feels weird. It is. Um, I went to one party because I was seeing this guy at the time. I was 18. Yeah. No, I'm lying. I was 19. I was 19, and this guy was like, "Oh, I'm going to this party. You should totally come." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm not a big party person because at the time I didn't really attend parties." And he's like, "No, it will be so much fun. Like you'll have so much fun." I was like, "Okay, whatever. Let's go." So we get ready and we leave and we drive for what seems like ever. Like we drive forever, at least an hour. I'm like, okay,
That's
listen.
a little too far from home.
I'm like, I don't know about you, but if a party takes more than 30 minutes to get to, I'm not going.
Oh yeah.
But since he was driving, I was like, okay, whatever. So we drive for like an hour and we arrive. He failed to mention I was going to be the only female there with a bunch of white straight guys.
That would scare me. That would be scary.
Oh, it did. I was terrified. And so I find the least straight guy there. Like he's like almost gay, but then still says he's straight. And I hang
Oh,
out with him one night.
closet bi.
Yes. And I loved him. I loved him all to pieces. And throughout the night, a bunch of guys were getting me drinks, and I didn't know like about like rape, date, drugs, or like being roofied. I didn't know any of that because when I was younger, I was very sheltered. Like, my parents didn't have like those types of talks with us because they didn't have to worry because me and my little brother really didn't do anything. And so they just never bothered to have that talk with us. Wow. I got roofied at this party. Have you ever been roofied?
No, I've been
Do you want
blessed.
to do you want to know what it feels like? So, I take this drink from this dude and he was cute and stuff. And shut up.
It was cute and stuff.
And stuff. But I take this drink from him and then he like walks away and I'm hanging out with the less straight guy still and I start getting dizzy. And you know how when you stand up too fast, like your vision goes out just for like a little bit, but it comes back? It was like that, but it wasn't coming back.
Oh,
It it was nowhere to be found. And so I'm like, I need to sit down. I need to take a seat. Sit my happy ass down for a minute. So I go sit my happy ass down. And then the cute guy comes back. He's like, hey. I'm like, hi. And I am slurring all my words. And he's like, oh, you're real drunk. I'm like, actually, no. I didn't even finish a whole drink there.
so okay. Would you say that did you get your memory back the next day? Because what how did your memory come back?
The dude had to tell me.
Oh,
The less straight dude.
the
He took
last
he took me all the way home.
he recounted it for you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He made sure to remember every little detail and he told me everything.
Oh,
And
he's a girl's
he
girl.
he actually got like a like cheap like motel for the night and he put me to bed and he had his own bed. And the next morning I woke up because after the cute guy said, "Oh, you're really drunk." And I told him, I'm like, "No, I've only had 2 drinks." It all went black.
Okay.
I don't remember anything that happened. It was like I just went to sleep. And yeah. Oh, my bad. And the next morning I wake up to this guy and he's like, "How do you feel?" I'm like, "Uh, I'm sorry. Who the hell are you?" I don't know who you are. And he had to explain like I was there. I came to the party with the guy I was talking to. Honestly, don't know where he went. We walked in together. Like we walked in together and then we went like this.
He got distracted.
Yeah, yeah. And he was the less straight guy was telling me like, "Hey, like you got roofied. You're okay. One way to get it out of your system is cold water." So basically what he did, because I couldn't stand on my own, he had me he like put me in the shower and let the water fall over me while he was holding me and we had to stay apparently we stayed in there for a good 10-20 minutes until I regained like consciousness again. And then he like changed my clothes because he had like extra clothes with him. At this point, I didn't even give a fuck that he saw me naked because he didn't do anything bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He literally changed me and put me to bed. And I literally like looked at him after he told me everything. I'm like, you actually saved my life, like actually. Because I feel like if he wasn't there, something really, really bad was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like no one's ever prepared for that. And it's normal because why would you be?
Yeah.
But he stayed with me all day the very next day, and he just helped me with everything.
Well, yeah, I think that I had throws. 1 second. Okay, so with men like that, they're like a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Like you have to really find a good man at a party because most of them are thinking, "Oh, that's a snack."
And the fact I was the only female there.
That's the dangerous part, and I feel like you potentially could have been set up there.
Well, the thing is, I asked the dude I was going with, I'm like, oh, so who's all gonna be there? Like, is it just your friends? Is it like other people? Like who's going to be there? Because that's one thing I learned to ask. I asked like if someone wants me to come over, I'm like, who's there? If you say one wrong name, I'm turning around and going to bed. And he was like, he told me, he was like, oh, it'll be my friends, it'll be some of my brother's friends, and then he was like telling me that like some girls will be there. And so when I heard girls, I'm like, okay, I'm cool. I'm cool. Because I do trust some girls. Like you can get like a feel for them just by looking at them. And so when I walked in and I saw no girls, so I went in the house. I'm like, maybe they're all huddling together like penguins.
That's
So
typically what
I
they are.
yeah, so I try to find the penguin huddle, and the penguin huddle is missing. So then I go throughout this whole entire house. Every door is open, every closet door is open. I look everywhere. There's no penguin huddle. And so that's when I realize I'm the only girl here. And there's no other girls coming.
And you gotta
I,
find a gay guy.
so I searched and I found him because he had really, really skinny, like khakis on, like skinny jeans almost. And then he had a button down. I was like, you, come here. I was like, come here. And so we start talking, and I'm like, you are going to be my buddy tonight because I am very uncomfortable and nervous and anxious. And he's like, why? I was like, can you please take a look around real quick? And he's like, yeah. So he looks around. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, do you see any other people besides men? He's like, well, there's you. I was like, right, right, right. And he's like, and then there's, hold on, wait. Oh, you're the only girl here. I'm like, uh huh. Do you connect the dots real quick? He's like, oh, you're the only girl here. I'm like, there we go. There we go. You got it. You got it. But no, he kind of just had me stay with him the whole time. And like, we just hung out all night long. And the moment he went to the bathroom, I accepted a drink from someone. And that's when everything went downhill.
My lord.
And I remember right before I like passed out, he's like, I literally went to piss. What the fuck happened? And then I just fell.
Surf.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah. Final thoughts on partying before we conclude this episode. It's sort of okay. I'm not a big fan of it because of how just I think it's kind of boring. I don't really want to get drunk around strangers. I don't want to hang out with people like I don't know, like blase blase. How do you feel? Final thoughts on partying?
I feel like if you party with the right people, it's fun.
That's true. You're right.
But I feel like if you're the only female at an all guys party, stay the fuck home.
Yeah.
Stay home. Actually, stay home. I'm sure you can find something else to do that's fun. Do your nails, do your makeup, organize something, look at some fucking stickers. I don't know.
Also, you don't have to drink. You don't have to be plastered to have fun. Like
No.
you can be sober at a party. Like I've been sober at parties before because I just don't want to have that extra shit on me. And that's just the principle. People think like, oh, if I'm going to a party, I gotta get absolutely plastered. You really don't. If you do not want to be in an environment, if you don't know the environment, don't get plastered.
I agree.
Don't take drinks from strangers, especially if they're offering for free. That's the one thing. If it's free, it's sketchy. Free is always good. Too good. Oh my gosh, too good to be true. Can't even say it.
And I learned my lesson. I've never taken another drink from a stranger, especially when I'm at a party of all dudes. I haven't been to another party of all guys because trauma. I'm not kidding. I was traumatized from that experience that I've never I told, like, if people invite me, I need like identification before I show up. Like, I need proof. Like, take a picture of the party. If I don't see another girl, I'm not going.
That's fair.
Straight up.
What else? PSA wise. Oh, don't take drugs from strangers. I've done that before. I've taken drugs from strangers, and I have gotten like drugged. Um, that was a really scary night. Oh my goodness. I've
Mhm.
I've It's just be careful out there because
Literally.
everyone has nefarious feelings. Just the best way to do it, and this sounds very paranoid-ish, is if you feel like you are in danger, you probably are.
Yeah.
Trust your instincts because at the end of the day, that's all you have. Because no one around you gives a single fuck about you. So if you feel like you're in a bad situation, exit that situation. Because
Mm,
we're not kids anymore. We're not forced to sit in the bad situations. We are adults. We can leave. That's what my therapist told me. She's like, "Oh, if bad situation, just leave." I'm like, "I can't just leave." She's like, You're an adult. You can just walk out." No,
yeah. You can leave. You can drive away. You can walk away.
yeah, you do not have to stay in that situation, especially if
Yeah.
you're in a situation where, like, just like how so you were in, like a guy offers you a drink, like he's sitting and talking to you. If you feel like you are unsafe in that situation, get out of it.
And I should have done that, but the only thing that was running through my head, how am I getting home? I felt so nervous to call my mom and dad and be like, "Mom, Dad, I'm an hour away. I need you to come get me." Because it's not that my parents wouldn't have came and got me, because they've picked me up from plenty of parties. It's the fact that I've never been so far away at a party, and if I told them I'm at a party with all dudes and I'm the only female, they would have flipped out. They would have went crazy. And so I didn't say anything. So thank God my buddy was there. Thank the Lord.
Whatever his name is, congratulations. You are the man of the year.
You are the man of the year. I miss you. Call me. Just kidding. You're gay now.
You are for sure open and
Yeah, he came out. He came out. So, I'm very happy for him. He is such a sweet soul. But thanks. Thanks for not letting me die.
okay.
Yeah.
And that concludes today's episode of the Twins of Chaos podcast.
Yeah.
Um we're filming a couple more episodes this week. I know they'll be out. Still have to edit last week's episode, but I have been traveling past couple days and I've been partying because this is my vacation. So yeah, stay tuned for more of us. And yeah, anything else to say before we end this?
Don't do drugs from strangers, even if they have cute curly hair.
That's great advice. All right.
That is good advice.
Okay. She's giving good advice daily. All right. We will see y'all later.
Bye.